Hello and welcome. I'm Knight's Angel, and this is just a Folf on the road. Thank you for joining me. Here we are again on another little adventure. Pretty much the same adventure, as always. Anyway. Nothing new going on, just same old, same old. Well, experiencing Georgia weather is always a riot because it likes to take things to an extreme. Yeah. Either going blaring hot or freezing cold, and the freezing cold usually does not last long, but it's enough to cause a lot of trouble. Anyway. My hat does not want to behave itself. It is pushing my sunglasses into the bridge of my nose. But anyway, I had a really dumb idea a few days ago. Okay, maybe a month ago, somewhere in there. And it has to deal with the algorithm. Part of the problem with it is there's just too much stuff. There is constantly too much new content, and because everybody is biting for views, people end up not watching a lot of it, and what they do end up watching is just whatever happens to be there. Yeah, everybody's covered this, so me talking about it doesn't make much of a difference because, well, one, I'm not a statistical analyst. Blah. Try and say that 5 times fast. Anyway. But because of that, because of all the constant new content, viewership is actually starting to decrease because there's too much to see. And my dumb idea was quite literally, everybody take a break. Everybody take a break from making new content. Work on what you have so that it's even better. And after a week, maybe 2, I don't know, everybody starts posting little tidbits. Pretty much kind of reset the algorithm. But like I said, it's a dumb idea. I don't know if it would work. Probably wouldn't work because not everybody's going to adhere to it. And so that's pretty much one of those things. But that being said, yeah, it is a dumb idea. Let's move on to another topic before I start running my mouth on something I don't know. One of my stories I'm so close to finishing, but I just can't get there. And I can probably explain why. It is actually possible to completely ramble in writing. Run-on sentence, loss of subject matter, a variety of things like that. And it drags stories and articles and all that on and on and on, to the point you really don't know what's going on. So, because that is actually something I'm prone to doing, I have actually set myself up on a system where I prevent myself from doing that. I keep my paragraphs to a certain length, and since I'm doing this all words escape me now. In a Word program, I can actually see how many pages it is. And one of those things is going through the pages. I generally have chapters, locked to a certain number. Pretty much, I try and only do six or seven, maybe 5.5 pages per chapter. So I usually end up working on 3, 4, or 5 chapters at a time, which is one of the reasons why it takes so long, since I'm not just uploading a chapter as soon as I'm done. Previous site I had been posting to had shut down, and they actually had a chapter system. And that was great for somebody like me. I could upload a chapter as soon as I was done. But that allowed me to work on multiple stories relatively quickly, because I was doing I was able to do a chapter at a time. But since they got rid of that, I haven't been able to do that, and have been working on them 3, 4, 5 chapters at a time. And for the most part, that actually makes it a little bit easier, but it also has its drawbacks. And pretty much one of the things about that is, again, following the methodology I had set up for myself, a set size to a paragraph, and a set page count. This light is taking forever. I can actually focus more on the story itself and not just be sitting there throwing out details to take up space. And the story I'm working on, particularly the part I'm on, I had to figure out how to cover a lot of information in a short amount of time. There we go. So I have to literally figure out what is relevant to the story at this point, just so I can advance. And it's one of those really difficult things to do because of that. Sorry if I keep looking around way too much. Again, I'm walking. Whole concept of the show, just a Folf on the road. I'm walking down the street. So, there you go. Anyway. So, figuring out relevance to the story is a pain, and it's actually taking longer. And this is one of the stories that I was getting close to finishing up, and it's taking so long and it took me several months to get to this point because I have a lot of things going on. Sorry. So, that's that. And if it wasn't for the fact that I can't seem to edit a video at all, I'd actually talk about that in, well, a much better location and with better resources. But because I can't seem to edit anything, then I just have to work with what I got. So it is what it is. Anyway, this is one of those days. This is just one of those days. Let's see. There was something else I wanted to talk about. I just can't remember what it is. So, all right. Now I completely lost my line of thinking. Or I lost my train of thought. And pretty much as a household joke, and part of my language with this, those derailments can be a bitch. Anyway. Well, I think I rambled on enough for today, so I'll go ahead and close this out. You know how the buttons work. Pretty much you know how all of this works. Give me your thoughts, suggestions, things like that, you know, down in the comments. You know, QCI. And for those of you that are that happen to be first time watching this, QCI stands for question, comment, insight. Or insult, depending on your point of view. But either way, you know how those buttons work. I'm rambling on about buttons. Anyway, do what you want. Let me know. Or don't. Either way. Not like anybody does anyway. And that's it. I'm Knight's Angel. This has been just a Folf on the road. Thank you for joining me. And I hope you have a better day. Peace.